So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee cup is my cactus coffee mug that I bought to remind me of California, where I lived for the most of my life. My daughter picked this coffee mug for me to use today. She's not feeling too well, so had her pick out my coffee mug. But I did pick out my own tea, and my tea is the Organic Mint Fields by the Republic of Tea. It was in our Sips By for August, and I did like it, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a sip. It has not been steeping that long, so but I'm going to go ahead and give her a sip, and then we will get started. Okay, she may not have been steeping that long, but that mint and that lemon are just really coming in. Lovely, lovely tea. And this one has spearmint, peppermint, and lemon balm. And you do get that lemon. So today we are doing our reverse rouge update. We have finally hit about a little bit over the midpoint of where I should be for what I'm using up. If I were spending the money, where I would to get to the rouge level at Sephora. So I'm just over $500 for total use for the year, which I didn't think I'd make today. Just really a couple of last minute things actually helped, but we have so much stuff used that I couldn't use my little tin anymore. I had to use this big bowl that I have. And as I forewarned you in the previous one, we've got a lot of hair care in here. So let's go ahead and go through them. First is this, the SheaMoisture Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil Intensive Hydration Conditioner. We curly girls use a lot of conditioner. And would I repurchase? Yes. We're almost to the point where I can actually use most of this line. But almost all of this line has glycerin. The glycerin on here is a little farther down. It's in that area of 5 or further down on the ingredients list, so I can go ahead and use this. But yes, I would repurchase it. I highly recommend it, particularly for your winter hair. I love this line. It saved my hair when I first started taking care of my hair properly. So really happy to have gotten this and used it all up and getting ready to buy another one. And this is $11.99, and I used the whole thing this year. Next, I have the Curls Blueberry and Coconut Hair Milk. This is a glycerin-free leave-in conditioner hair milk. Didn't give me as much moisture and hydration as I wanted, but when I mix it in with something else, it seems to work really well that way. I have another SheaMoisture when I'm working on finishing up that I usually mix this with. And this is glycerin free, like I said. It is very thick, however, so even though it is a $15 hair milk, which is not something I normally want to spend, 12 or 13 is usually the highest I want to go on my hair care products. So 15 is a little bit above my pay level. However, I would pick this up again because it is so thick that I can do to it what I do with the SheaMoisture Manuka Honey Mafura Oil Milk, and that is take out about 2/3 to half of it, put water in the rest, and then I'll get the consistency I like. So essentially I will get 2 bottles, two 8-ounce bottles for $15 rather than having 1 bottle in the future. I'm going to keep this bottle for that use in the future, and as soon as I can scrounge up the $15, after gone, I will be picking up another one. Next, I have the Farmacy Clean Bee Ultra Gentle Facial Cleanser. This was $22, and I used all of it this year. Would I repurchase it? No. It was a nice cleanser. It's not a bad cleanser. It's just a cleanser. And I have other cleansers that I can use that are cheaper. My Derma E is $15.50. I can get more of the First Aid Beauty facial cleanser for $20, I think. And it's a much bigger tube and has more ounces in it. So for me, while it's a nice cleanser, while it did clean my face, while it did leave my skin kind of soft, I have other cleansers that do all those things for a lot less. And then this is only 3.4 ounces for $22. That is really, really expensive. So yeah, this would be a no on a repurchase. I did enjoy having it, just not inclined to repurchase. So next I have the Eva NYC Clean It Up Shampoo. I received this in an Influencer Vox box, the only box I've received so far. As I recall, I did not approve this for curly hair. The ingredients list is huge, and I didn't see any of the things that would normally make me go, no. I didn't see isopropyl. I don't believe I saw dimethicone. And for the weather we were in, I didn't see glycerin, I don't believe. The list is too long. I'm not going to go through it right now. But to me, it left my hair dry and tangled. So I ended up using it as a body wash, which is one of the things I do with a lot of the shampoos that I end up not using on my hair. I still want to use them up, so I use them up as a body wash. But I would not repurchase this. It's $5, and I used all $5 this year. So many things. This is the Amica Soul Food Nourishing Mask. It's for your hair. I got this from an Ipsy deal, I think. I spent points on it. I thought it was a face mask, in which case this size tube would have been fine. But for my hair, this size tube, no. Doesn't even cover it. I use more conditioner than this, okay? Well, I can't say that. I probably use about half of this in conditioner around, mostly. But yeah, it barely even covered my hair. I don't recall it doing anything amazing for my hair. This particular sample, based on the full size on the site, would be about $2.24. I used the entire $2.24 this year because I had to use the whole thing, and no, won't repurchase it. Then we have the SheaMoisture Raw Shea Butter Deep Treatment Mask with sea kelp and argan oil. This is a $13.99 container, and I used about $7 of it. I do like this. I would reuse it or repurchase it when I'm out of most of my other masks. I do have several, I think. I have at least 2 over here, and I've got another 1 or 2 in the bathroom. So it's something that I would consider in the future. What I ended up using it for, though, is I didn't actually use it as a regular deep treatment mask, which you would put in your hair, and you put in a heat mask, a heat cap type thing, and leave it in your hair for about 20 to 30 minutes. What I used it for was preconditioning my hair. I precondition, if I have to use shampoo, twice in a week, because I want to make sure that my hair will be able to survive using shampoo more than once in a week. Otherwise, on other days, I usually use co-washes, and I do not precondition when I co-wash. But it did do what I needed it to do. It got the moisture into my hair so that I went to wash out everything else that was building up. My hair, my ends in particular, didn't dry out. So I really did like it. I really wouldn't mind getting more of it. It says for dry damaged hair, it's great as a pre-conditioner for me. However, I'm probably going to hold off and wait until I have a little less in my bathroom with my hair care. You can see a lot of hair care in here today. But I do like it, and I don't know if this has glycerin or not. Yes, it has this vegetable glycerin. It's a little high up on the list, but since I used it as a preconditioner, I don't think it affected my hair nearly as much. Had I used it for a deep treatment after I wash or in between washes, it might have given me a lot more frizz at that time. But for preconditioning, I think it was really, really a good product for that. Then we have one of my Derma Hydrating Gentle Cleanser with hyaluronic acid. I love this stuff. I already have a second bottle. As soon as that one gets low, I'll be buying a third. This was $15.50. I used the entire $15.50 this year, I do believe. So yeah, I did use the entire $15.50 this year. I love this stuff. It gets your skin clean. It takes care of the leftover makeup. After I use baby wipes or a makeup balm to remove my makeup. And then I use the cleanser after that, and it does get any leftovers. The only problems I've had has been with a couple of mascaras, but in general it gets everything off. It's very gentle. I've never had a reaction to it. It foams up beautifully. Yeah, this is a favorite of mine, so Highly recommend it for anybody looking for a gentle cleanser, and the price is perfect because you get good 6 ounces, and yeah, I think that's about as much as I get with the First Aid Beauty, and I think the First Aid Beauty is 22. So $15.50 is a really good deal, and it's a really good cleanser. So next I have this Origins Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask to clear pores. This is a $26 tube, and I used it started right about here because I've had it for a little while. I've had it since beginning of last year, I believe, and I finally used her up because you don't need a lot of it, and I used up about $9 somewhere in there of it. I love this mask. I would love to repurchase this mask. However, at $26 it's just a bit pricey, and I have found other charcoal masks that are much more affordable that do help suck up, any impurities in your pores and do a good job. There's the L'Oreal Pure Clay Charcoal Mask. There is the Yes 2 Charcoal Mask. So because of those masks, and I believe there's another one that I have, but it's a sample size, and I don't know if we'll be right buying it. But because of those that I have, I won't be repurchasing just based on the price. Based on the product itself, I would love to repurchase it. It is a very good mask. I do recommend it. It's just price-wise, there are other things that work for me just as well. Next is the Aussie Headstrong Volume Spray Gel. You all already know that I already have 2 others of these, so yes, I would repurchase it. I just got introduced to it this year. This is $3.99, a little bit higher. I did use the whole thing, so that's using a $3.99. I use it every time I do my hair, so 2 or 3 times a week at least, sometimes 4. Sometimes 5, depending on what's going on, how hot it's been, how frizzy my hair has gotten from the humidity, how much I've worked out, all that stuff. And this is my replacement for hairspray because hairspray dries my hair out. So yeah, I already have 2 other bottles, and I will repurchase it again. Really do recommend it as an alternative to hairspray. This is the Eden Essential Citrus Fusion Refresher for Hair and Body. I do have another one of these. I do like this. Thing is I'm finding that actual refresher sprays like this just don't work for me that well. There's something that they put in them that I think is supposed to help restore your curl, but for me it just, I don't know, they just don't seem to do that. What I find works for me is water and a deep conditioning mask mixed together, just a little bit of the mask and about 8 to 10 ounces of water, about half to 1 teaspoon of the mask. And so I probably will not repurchase this, but I love the smell of it. This is another one of those citrus, lemony, beautiful scents. It's a beautiful scent. And if refresher sprays work for you and you need a light refresher spray, because that's another problem I found with refresher sprays. A lot of them are way too heavy for my hair. But this one is nice and light. It still didn't work as well as just using the water and the mask, but if you need a lighter refresher spray and you love those lemony citrus scents, oh Lord, I love that, then I highly recommend this. For me, I want to buy it again, but I probably won't because essentially, like I said, I have something else that works for refreshing my hair, and it's cheaper than this. Overall, it's cheaper than this, and it's easier for me to replace. And I will say, it says for hair and body. I found that if I put it on my body, it feels a little sticky. So even though it's something I could buy to spritz over my body, I wouldn't do that with it because it feels a little sticky to me. Love the scent. Might be able to use it just to add a nice light scent to my hair for a little while. But again, I'm not sure that's something that I would consider it worth buying again for. So at this point, it's probably a no, but it's not a no because I don't love it. I do love it enough to repurchase. It's just, in terms of finances, I think this would be a bit of a waste for me to repurchase. So next I have the Eden Body Works Papaya Castor Scalp Cleanser. This is my absolutely favorite co-wash. They have another one that I really like that I'm working on that should be in by the end of the year, but this is the one I absolutely love. And I highly recommend it. And it's a scalp cleanser. I put it in my scalp and scrub my scalp with it and then squish it into my hair and rinse. That's it. It also mixes very, very well with my Talia Wajid shampoo, green apple and aloe shampoo. If I need to give it an extra boost, I can throw a little bit of that in, and they don't have any issues, and the scents don't conflict. This is very creamy, very smooth. I already have another one in my shower, so yes, I would repurchase it. I've already repurchased it. I would repurchase it again. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a co-wash or something that'll clean up just your scalp really well. This line is a beautiful line, and the only reason I'm not using some of the other things in the line right now is because most of them have glycerin. This one does not, I don't think. This has a lot of good things for your hair, in addition to the cetyl and stearyl alcohol, which are fatty alcohols that are actually good for your hair. It has castor seed oil, papaya fruit extract, apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is amazing. I do an apple cider vinegar rinse on my hair every other week or so, give or take. Lavender flower extract, mango seed butter, aloe vera juice, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, and vitamin E, and hydrolyzed keratin. It also has some citric acid. Glycerin is on there, but it's way down on the list. And fragrance is the very last thing on the list, which is nice. And so the only complaint I have about my hair. The only complaint that I have about the SheaMoisture products is that they are very heavily fragranced, and the Eden Body Works don't seem to be. Most of them seem to have their fragrance closer to the bottom, which is where I much prefer my fragrance to be. I can't wait for the bangs to grow out. I'm going to tell you guys that. They need them to get longer so I can put them out of the way. They're driving me nuts. Anyway, I highly recommend this. It's a really great scalp cleanser. Like I said, I already have one in there. I'm gonna buy it again. I might even buy it in bulk. The only reason I don't use the rest of the line is because the rest of the line does have a higher glycerin content, but beyond that, it's a beautiful, beautiful cleanser. Highly recommend it. Alrighty, so next is the e.l.f. Primer Mist. This is about $8. I used $8. I actually started using this 2 years ago. Not this one, but I tried it like 2 years ago when I was having so many problems with my eyes. Or last year. Might have been last year. Anyway, I tried it then. I liked it because instead of having to rub my primer into my face, I could spray it on. However, I probably would not repurchase unless I started having issues like that again, because I do feel that this runs out very, very quickly. So even though you get, I don't even know, an ounce? I don't know how much. Even though you get a decent amount in this bottle, I think because of how quickly it goes from being sprayed on, it ends up being as expensive or more expensive than some of my other primers. Like I said, if I started having issues with my eyes again like that, I would probably get it, just because of the fact that the other primers you have to rub into your face, and this one you can just spritz on, and that's nice. And when you're having those issues, you don't want to be rubbing your face all the time. So this helps prevent that and helps go ahead and prime it. It feels very cooling. This is the Aqua Primer Mist, so it's very cooling, feels very moisturizing. It does work as a primer. It's just a little expensive considering how quickly it goes out when you use it. You guys will have to beg pardon. My neighbors are now playing their music very loud, which is fine. It's during the day. It's not after 9 o'clock. I'm not going to complain about that too much, but just letting you all know, if you're hearing music and people talking real loud, they're home. They're doing their thing. So this butchered thing is the Yes to Cucumbers Soothing Cooling Mud Mask. I do like this. Let me make this clear. This is the second one of these I bought. I really do like this. However, that said, I don't like the little dispenser. This little dispenser that is supposed to take the mask and put it on your face is really neat the first 1 or 2 times you use this, and then it clogs up, and I have to cut the top, and I have to use my brush to get in there and pull it out that way. I really wish they had a different way of dispensing this other than using this little rolly thing. The rolly thing is neat. It feels nice. It gives you a nice even layer once it starts coming out. The problem is, like I said, it does eventually clog up. This stuff does form a really hard edge right around the edge of everything. So it is a problem for me, and I find it very difficult to use. So even though this is the second one, even though I really like it, even though it's only $9 to $10, I've used $6 and about 60 cents of it. Even though it is a nice affordable price, I've been looking for another cucumber mask. I have one I'm trying now that's cucumber and yogurt. The yogurt is a little way down on the list, on the ingredient list, so I'm not sure about that. Seems like a decent mask. It is not as cooling and soothing as this one, but you know, if they had a different kind of container to make it easier to get the stuff out, where it wouldn't clog up like this, I'd be happier. A squeezy tube would make me, I'd be just fine with it. But with this kind of dispensing system, I won't repurchase. Next, we have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I purchased this one after getting a sample, I believe, in my Ipsy bag. This was $15. I used about half of it. I do like this particular primer, and if I was planning on buying primers in the future, I'm not, but if I was planning on buying primers in the future, this is one that I would repurchase because I really did enjoy it. It and the NYX are very, very similar. So I'd probably just stick with the NYX because the NYX is 10, this is 15. You get more in the NYX at 10 than you do for the 15. But I really do like it. It is very moisturizing, and that's one of the things I look for in my primers, is not only does it prime the skin, but it helps moisturize the skin, so I really enjoy that. It mixes really well with the No Problem primer that we got in one of our Boxy Charms. I won't repurchase this. I do have another sample to get through, but other than that, it's nice if you want to spend that kind of money, but I would recommend the NYX or something else that's a bit more moisturizing. So next I have the SheaMoisture Raw Shea Butter Restorative Conditioner with sea kelp and argan oil. It goes with the treatment mask. I actually, so far, these are the only two things I've actually tried from this line, but I actually think I like it. And can I say actually any more times? But anyway, this is a $9.99 conditioner, and it has 13 ounces, so that's a pretty good deal. And I did use all $9.99. I did tell you earlier, we curly girls use a lot of conditioner. This one is one of the rare ones in the SheaMoisture brand that is glycerin free. Most of their stuff has at least vegetable glycerin. It has some really nice stuff in it, in addition to, you know, the acetyl and the sterol. It has olive fruit oil, shea butter, something called Argania spinosa kernel oil, kelp extract, jojoba seed oil, and is one of the few that has the fragrance at the end for SheaMoisture. SheaMoisture has some really strong fragrances. But I did like it. It did work really well with my hair. I did tend to mix it a lot, but it is not like, I have another one from Eden Body Works that, I love Eden Body Works. You know I love Eden Body Works. But the particular conditioner I picked up to try was their jojoba one, and it's really thick, and I actually prefer a much thinner consistency on my conditioners. I've been adding water to it as I've been using it, so I can thin it down a little bit. But yeah, I would consider repurchasing this, especially when I'm looking for something that has no glycerin in it. This would be a good thing to use. And it does help get some moisture in my hair. My hair never feels dry on the ends when I use this. And it mixes well with a lot of others. I will say that I believe when I've mixed this with a few others, that somehow if the other one had some fragrance, mixing this in strengthened that fragrance. So this is one that if you're really fragrance sensitive, like I tend to be, you're going to want to probably not mix it like that, because this one, like I said, it just seemed to increase the scent, any scents that were in either of them. So, but beyond that, it's a nice conditioner. It's one of the ones that I would recommend, especially if you're looking for something that has low to no glycerin. This will fit the bill. And yeah, so I will probably repurchase this at some point in the future. Next, I have the Eden Body Works Natural Styling Coconut Shea Elixir. Another one that you all know is a holy grail. This helps with my frizz if I put it on right after my leave-in conditioner and before my stylers. It helps a lot. It just seems to, you're only supposed to use about a dime. I use a little bit more than that, but it's a nice thin consistency. It goes through my hair really well. It really does seem to help with the frizz. I really, really do like this. So this was $5 and I used all $5 of it. I already have another one that I've opened and I'm starting to use, and yes, I would repurchase it. And if you're looking for something that helps with a little extra, it's just a little bit more of frizz control while also giving your hair moisture and that kind of thing, I do recommend this. And it did last me a little while. I got it earlier in the year and it took me almost 6 months to use it up. So highly, highly recommend if you're looking for something along those lines. Next, I have the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. Again, you know, this is a holy grail type item. I use it all the time. I use it for setting my eyes before and after I apply makeup and foundation and eye stuff. I don't use it over my whole face because it would really dry me out. But I've also used it, I've told you guys in the past, I've used it to mix in with eyeshadows to create eyeliner. For now, I am actually using the e.l.f. one for till it's gone. I actually do not like the e.l.f. one for anything else at this point. Whereas this has a really nice mist and a really nice set. It works really well with my eyes and with my face. And it makes the eyeshadow turn into a beautiful eyeliner. So I've already repurchased this one and would repurchase it again. This is one that I highly recommend. This is $8. I used all $8 of it. I have another one sitting here that I will probably use up by the end of the year. And yeah, do recommend that one. Next is one that I've been trying to get rid of, and that is the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in Rich Brown. I don't think this is available, at least not under this name anymore. I estimated the price along the lines of the other fine, they have a micro brow pencil or something like that, and that's $8.99. So I said that this was $8.99. I worked really hard on using this. I used it to the default. For anything else, I now have another brow brush or brow product to be used up to hopefully get to by the end of the year. We'll see. But yeah, I really worked hard to use this up by making sure to use it almost every time I used a brow product. The color was really good for my hair. It matched. It did darken me up a little bit, but other than that, when it says rich brown, it was a brown. It was not a black. Some of the other ones I have are black, which work better for me in the summer when I'm darker, when I've taken the time to go out and exercise and therefore look darker. This year that didn't happen. But in general, I actually really am finding that I like the CoverGirl products. I have a couple from Maybelline that are okay, that I kind of like, but I'm really enjoying the CoverGirl products that I've been picking up lately. The only thing that I would have any issues with, I think, at this point are eyeshadows, and that's just because of my eyes, not because of CoverGirl. I need something with more pigment and staying power than most CoverGirl or most drugstore brands have. That's the only thing. But beyond that, I have been really enjoying using this pencil, and I will probably try to find another one of their pencils to pick up, since this particular one is no longer available. I believe I got this from Too Much Mouth, but I'm not positive. Pretty sure I got this from Too Much Mouth. But yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Glad I got to use it up. Took me a little while. But I really did like it. And if you can pick up one of their other pencils that's in a similar, where they have the little spoolie up at the top, and then they have the thing at the bottom, I do recommend it. The brush was nice because it's not harsh. A lot of times when you get these brushes, the spoolies, while the spoolie itself might feel good, sometimes there's a part at the top that gets kind of scratchy. This did not have that problem. The whole thing was soft and yet still helped with my eyebrows. So really, really liked it, and really sad that I can't pick it up again. But I'll be looking for another one. Next, I have the Skin & Co. Polishing Micro Exfoliating Truffle Face Gommage. I believe I received this in my Ipsy bag. I was astonished because the value of this is actually pretty high. This came out to about 10 bucks on the value, and I used about 750 of it, so about 3/4 of it this year. I really did like this. However, I probably wouldn't repurchase. I have other exfoliants. Again, it comes down to if I'm going to have a mask or something that will exfoliate my face. This had little tiny granules in it that help exfoliate your face. I do believe this felt a little waxy when he put it on, but beyond that, I really did enjoy it. But I have other things that give me more product for just a little bit more, like the L'Oreal Pure Clay Red Algae Mask. It has little exfoliators in it that work astonishingly well on my Amelia, and you get more than, this is 1 ounce, you get more than an ounce, and it's $12, $13, something like that. And so, yeah, as much as I enjoyed this, I really did like it, as much as I really appreciate Ipsy having sent it along. It is not something that I would repurchase anytime soon, just based on the price. However, did use it up, did like it. If you're interested in something like this and don't mind, you have the money and you don't mind paying a little extra, recommend it. Skin & Co. does have a website. You can buy it directly from them. I do believe the one that they have has more in it. It's just, it's like, you know, 20 some odd dollars, so it's a couple ounces more, I think. I'm not positive about that, but they may have the small one for 10 that you can pick up, but they have a couple of, I think it has sizing. I have to go and look and check. But yeah, if you're really interested in something like this, highly recommend it. So next is one that I'm unhappy is gone, and that is the Farmacy Green Clean Makeup Balm. I love this stuff. I would repurchase it if I had the money. I'm telling you, love it. This was $22. I used the entire $22 this year. This stuff, it's smooth and creamy, and I found a way to use it so I don't feel like I'm getting it dirty on the inside. And it helped take off eye makeup. It was very, very gentle. I have to say, it's my favorite way to have makeup remover, to be honest with you, for my eyes in particular. Since my eyes are so touchy, something like this that just clears it right off, no rubbing, whatever, is really, really nice to have. However, like I said, it is $22. It did take me, because I only used it on my eyes, it did take me 5 or 6 months to get through it. That's probably a little quick, but anyway, so it's really probably worth the price. I just don't have that kind of money hanging around right now. But if you're looking into a gentle makeup balm remover, this is a very creamy remover. I think there's just a little bit on the bottom. It's kind of green in the color. Yeah. So it's a very creamy, light green, and it smooths out very quickly, and it's a beautiful thing. It leaves your face or your eyes or whatever you're using it to take the makeup off, it leaves it very soft. So yeah, I highly recommend this, and I'm actually going to keep the container to remind myself that I really like this, in hopes that one day I can repurchase it, because yeah, I really, 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 really like this. Next is another Ipsy item. This is the Generation Clay Ultraviolet Brightening Purple Clay Mask. This thing was as confusing as hell to price out. On the Generation Beauty site, the full size is something like $49. Would never buy it for that. That is just way, way, way too much money for, I mean, even for the full size. But you can get it on Amazon for about $15. So I don't know if it's the same size. I think it was the same size. However, yeah, this is supposed to be a brightening purple clay mask. I actually didn't find it really do anything for me. I'm not really looking for anything to really brighten my face. I'm more trying to get rid of discoloration, uneven skin tone, wrinkles, things like that, removing toxins from my pores, because I do get occasional breakouts, things like that. So this is not something I would repurchase anyway, but $50 $49, whatever it was. No. It was an okay mask. It was kind of like, it's a clay mask. So it felt like a clay mask. It went on like a clay mask. It removed like a clay mask. I just didn't see it really do anything for me. So I can't really recommend it. If you get it from Ipsy, enjoy it while you have it. It's not a bad mask. It's just not, it just didn't really do anything for me. So, yeah, not going to rebuy it. Don't actually recommend it. Some of these things are just, they're the same as low-end items and they don't do anything. So why? This is a why. One more item and our bowl is empty. And this last one is a sample that I got with one of my Mario Badescu orders. As you all know, I love their spray. As I drop things. As you all know, I love their spray, which I'm going to have to purchase more of soon. So I picked that up, and I picked up some of the anti-acne serum, which I also highly recommend. And you get 3 samples with every order. And this is the Mario Badescu Skincare Almond and Honey Non-Abrasive Face Scrub. This particular sample was about $2. I used the whole thing this year. I actually found this more abrasive than some of the other stuff I've used. So it says it's non-abrasive, but it does have little particles in it. And occasionally, not all of them, but occasionally you'd run into something that was a little on the sharp side. So, and in terms of the price, some of the others, again, I have the L'Oreal Pure Clay Red Algae. I've got some other, I've got an actual charcoal exfoliator from Walgreens. So I've got other things that I can use that have that exfoliation, scrubbiness that you're looking for with these things, that I think that are a better value and a little gentler than this was on my skin. That is not to say that this was bad. It was okay. You just had to be careful removing it because of the fact that you could run into something that's a little on the sharper side. So if you're interested in it, you know, try picking up some of the other things from Mario Badescu that you would be interested in. The facial sprays, if you have acne, the acne serum. They have some other good things that, I mean, I've picked up a hand lotion from them. I wouldn't repurchase it because it's expensive for a hand lotion, but it was a nice hand lotion. That'll be making an appearance in the next one, I'm pretty sure. But mostly I get the sprays and the acne scrub, and find that those are really nice. So if you get an order of something like that, you know, go ahead and put the scrub in there and see if you like it and see if you want to go ahead and get a full size. I think that's probably the safest way to go, especially if you have sensitive skin or you're concerned about abrasiveness actually causing damage. And so that would be a good way to go with this. It was okay. I felt it was like the other item that I talked about, that the gommage. I felt it was a little bit on the waxy side, but beyond that, it did a good job. It was fine. Just have to be careful about the particles in there. All right, so all in all, this month I used $208.37 worth of product, which I'm very happy to say that. I believe at the beginning of this, let me look at my little book here. I said I'd have to use $84 a month to make my goal of having used up $1,000 by the end of the year. Our last update will be in January of next year, and we will be starting the new one at about that time too. But that 208 is what, 3 times that? No, 2.5 probably. Yeah, about 2.5 times that. So I'm really impressed. Again, a lot of it was hair care. Hair care that's good for curly hair tends to be on the more expensive side. Some point, some Diva Curl products might make it into here. And they are really expensive. I had to try them once. Anyway, I have found replacements that are much better priced. But overall, like I said, 208. I feel really good about having spent having used up that much of product during the last 2 months. And for my, I'm only about 140, 141 behind. Hopefully over the next couple of months I can start picking up and get $200 over the next few months. No guarantees, but hopefully we can do that, and we'll make it by then. I'm now seeing there's a slim chance that we'll make it. We are looking at 8 months in, now going into 9 months in, and I'm only at 528, 529, so I'm a little behind, about 2 months behind, a month and a half behind in terms of how much I should have been using. But I think hopefully I can, you know, start picking up a bit more as we get close to the end of the year, and a lot of the stuff that I bought at the beginning of the year is now going to start showing up. I'm not expecting to see things like highlighters, palettes, stuff like that, blushes, stuff like that. I don't think will be in here, but might end up with a foundation or two at some point soon. I'm now seeing that there might be a slim chance that I'll get there, especially if I keep using up conditioner the way I do. Can't help it, guys. Just can't help it. Anyway, so that's it for today. I hope you guys are doing really well on your reverse rouge, if you're playing. I hope you are. Let me know down below how you're doing. And if you like what you've seen and you are not subscribed, I hope you will subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know when I upload. I currently upload 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but we do have bonus videos. If you're a part of my notification squad, you're going to want to make sure your subscription and your bell are both still active. And if you choose not to subscribe, well, I understand. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but you're always welcome back here because we love having the company. And when you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. This has cooled down a bit, and as I recall, that wasn't a big problem with this one. Peppermints do tend to get a little bit bitter when they're cold, but this is like lukewarm. So anyway, gonna get a sip and then we will be on our way. No bitterness coming in yet, but the peppermint is starting to overwhelm the lemon. It's still a very good tea. Anyway, that's it. Hope you all have a great day.